It's time for communicating. Yes, it's Jackson360. I am your hustling home and your platform partner. This video, we're going to go specifically into how do you determine the name for your business or for your brand. Let's get directly into it. Now, somebody asked me this question recently, and they said, with social media moving so fast, everybody, whatever name you get, people want their name to go well with their social media accounts. They want it to be short. They want it to be easy to find. But it's very difficult because there's literally millions of businesses and business names that are registered. So how do you find something unique? And some people spend years and years trying to find the perfect business name, figuring out what website they should use, all that good stuff. It could be a pain trying to find your business name. But look, I'm going to tell you straight up how you can do it. Just some basic stuff that you should think about as you're pursuing your name. All right, so first of all, it's a mindset. Before I get into the details, I want to tell you this. It's a mindset more than anything. It's not always about the name that you choose in this era. Now it's more about the work that you put in. Because a name is made, okay? Names like Google, Facebook, the name is only good because of the value that you get from it, okay? So you have to put in that work. You focus more on the products than anything than just the name. Because there's a lot of companies that are major companies that the name really didn't mean anything. And your company name won't mean anything unless you guys got really good products and services. So that's the main thing that you want to focus on, is making sure that you're serving your customers really, really good. Now, when you're thinking about names, you want to ask yourself, what type of name do you want for your business or for your brand? What type of name do you want? Now, when you think of what type of name you want, there's a lot of directions you could go. I'm going to recommend you go for a big idea. So my question to you is, what is the big idea? What is the big emotion and a dream that you're selling? Think about it. A company like Nike, right? They don't describe what they do, but the name, it represents, being the best at athletics, being the best at your sport. And that Nike is the name of I believe it's like a Greek god as well. It's supposed to mean like moving fast, but it represents a huge idea and a huge mythology that's behind it. So what's your really big idea? A couple other ideas from some names you want to think about. So you have names like Tesla. If you think about the company Tesla, right? So here's a company that was named after a engineer, Nikola Tesla. And so since that's what the company is all about, why not name the company after a quote unquote legend in the engineering space? And so that's something you could think about, naming it after somebody or a person who's passed that's known for being great at a particular thing. Now there's companies named like American Airlines. Now, this is like a descriptive name when you describe what you do. The hard part about when you describe what you do is the name could be longer. It may be more difficult to remember sometimes, more longer to type in. And it may be more difficult to get because most people probably have taken that name. But there's something to think about if you're going to use like a descriptive name, because it can be very hard to protect. So keep that in mind. Now, some companies, if you're going to describe what you do, make sure that it's good for your brand. So, for example, a company like Kentucky Fried Chicken. Kentucky Fried Chicken had to change their name to KFC. The reason why they did that, because Kentucky Fried Chicken doesn't sound healthy. So you got to think, does it sound healthy? Or that may be a good thing if you're trying to purposely use that as your niche, as we sell unhealthy foods where you can have fun. So, that can work for you, but you got to keep that in mind. Is your name something that people really want as well? Or is it an unhealthy name? Now, another type of name you could think of is companies like Uber. Now, Uber, that's a name from the dictionary. So you can go into the dictionary, and Uber just means like to be bold and to be brash with making a big statement, right? So they looked in a dictionary and got the name Uber. And so that's an idea. You may want to look in a dictionary and choose a name. Now, another idea is companies like Kleenex. Kleenex is, all they did was they took a letter off of a word. So they just changed letters around from a real word. So the real word would be clean, which was CLEAN, Kleenex, but they took off the C, threw on the K, and so now you got Kleenex. So it's the same word, but they just took off a letter. So think about that. You may want to, experiment with that. Then you have You can also, another way to find a name is think about things like that already exist and that stand for something. Like, for example, the company Amazon. Amazon is the largest, longest river, I think, on the planet right now. So if you think about the company Amazon.com, this is a long river of information. Okay, so then you got Sirius satellite. Sirius is the brightest star in the sky, as closest to us outside of the sun. And Sirius Radio is all about the brightest stars you can hear on the radio. Then another way you can look at it is think about different languages. The company Hulu is actually a Chinese word. I believe it's a proverb. It means like a bowl where you store special things in. So you maybe think about other languages and finding other words and then using that as well. So, but the main thing is, it's more important that you focus on the business, focus on your products, making sure that you service people, and then you make your name. And that's the number one thing. So what's your big idea that you have? Now, the last thing people are probably worried about is the URL. Now, some people are worried about, well, my name, I got this name, I love the name, but somebody already has the domain name. Well, in these days, that may not really matter, because now you can still find companies without having the domain name. You can actually, people can find you on social media. They can do a Google search, or like I said, they can do social media and they can find you other ways. So, for example, there's a company called alphabet.com. Right now, the company is called Alphabet. I'm sorry, the name of the company is Alphabet. But they couldn't get the domain name because BMW owns the domain alphabet.com. So what this company Alphabet did is they just made their domain name abc.xyz. Simple. So you don't have to worry about, if you got a name that you really love and somebody owns the domain name, don't worry about it as much. Make sure you just do a trademark search so nobody has that trademark, and then go from there. And so, I hope this helps. In fact, I know it helps. Make sure you tune in. If you got any other questions about this, if you got some name ideas or some strategies, let me know. Give me some comments if you think these are some good suggestions, or you got some other ideas. Let me know. Leave me some comments. I want to know if you got a domain, if you got a really good company name, what inspired you? Where did you get your name from? Let me know. Leave that in the description box. Subscribe to the page, like the page. Also look at the links below. Check out our products. Make sure you get our books and subscribe. Talk with you later. Thanks.